fun for me. We're just having lots of fun, aren't we?
Sure.
We're ready to wrap up this afternoon. I'll tell you, some of the stuff that's in store for you this afternoon is some of my favorite stuff to, really share and to educate. So I'm fired up about the content. But to kick us off for the afternoon, you guys had the opportunity to dine with two of my friends, John Ruhlin and Mike Dowd, and they are very gracious to help sponsor the event. They sponsored lunch. You saw the Cutco was on the dinner menus last night, so they have helped become part of a tremendous, what I think has been a tremendous boot camp, so I wanted to give them a round of applause. Their support of boot camp. And one of the reasons why I thought it was a great fit for Mike and John to be involved in the boot camp experience is because of the importance of us, once our clients really show us how much they care about the Northwestern and their planning and the opportunity to take things to the next level financially. I've always been a big believer in appreciation for your clients, spending money on your clients, going to a golf tournament with your clients, going to the baseball game with your clients, and really investing back into those client relationships. And one of the significant ways that we can do that is through giving when the holidays come around. Or one of the things that's really unique that John has opened my eyes to, right, in the past is not being the person who sends the gift on December the 15th, right? Why don't you send your Christmas gifts like in November? So around Thanksgiving time when the giving starts, literally the first gift that's received is going to come from you, and the importance of the giving. So one really unique example of giving that we this just gives you an idea of something we've done in the past. Had a wonderful relationship with an intern over the summer, built a great relationship with the parents, got referred to a fantastic new client. So what we did was we put together a package of a couple of knives. Actually, John brought an example. And then on the knife, it actually had the Northwestern Mutual logo. It said that the knives were handcrafted exclusively for the family. And then it said, carving out your legacy. And both of these sales were made on legacy conversations. So you guys know legacy is so important to me, but literally, very wealthy families, the entire conversation was legacy-based. So what a great way for them to remember that experience that we had together. So the other thing that's unique about John and his thinking and his belief, okay, similar to a Tom Cohn, it's about going to the next level, right? If Cutco is the greatest company in the world for producing cutlery, that doesn't mean that it has to end there. What can I do to grow my business as the CEO of my life? How can I leverage myself? How can I leverage others? Thinking big, right? When you hear Cutco, you think knives. You don't think, well, geez, there's an opportunity to be the exclusive distributor to all of the people that have suites with the Miami Dolphins, the Chicago Bears, NFL teams, NBA teams. Here's your example. It's going to the next level. It's the Keith Wagner of their business. So you talk about thinking big and getting to the next level, understanding how to run a business, an entrepreneurial mindset. I wanted John to spend a few minutes with all of you on some of his beliefs for the importance of client appreciation. And I would also strongly recommend that keep some dialogue open. There's contact information here. There has to be some way that you're willing to give back to your clients. It's that important. And doing things that help them remember you is important as well. So, Dr. Ruhlin, it's your floor, baby. All right, man.
I thought Ben was going to finish my whole entire presentation for me. I mean, you obviously did it. Thanks for having us. And I know that you screen your sponsors and you want to make sure it's a good fit. And just having lunch with a number of you guys, I get why he asked us to be a part of this. I mean, you guys, Northwestern, I've heard before. I knew Ben. I've worked with a number of agents, and you guys really do have that A-level product, best-in-class kind of product. When I interned, I was telling a number of the guys over lunch. 11 years ago with Cutco, I was hoping it would last the summertime. It's kind of similar to your internship program. I was like, man, if this would just last for 3 months and allow me to make enough money to go to college in the fall, it would be a win. Well, I realized in my first couple weeks with the company, we had this amazing product, but selling one set at a time just seemed like very arduous. Like, I can only sell this one family. I remember my girlfriend's dad at the time, he bought a set for himself and his 3 daughters. He said, John, I love this product, but I'm never going to need to buy it again. I'd love to help you achieve your dreams and your goals, but I'm never going to have to buy buy this stuff again. And it got me thinking, like, crap, I'm going to sell, you know, I told him $2,000, but that's going to be the last $2,000. There's no renewals, there's no anything on it. So I started to realize that, hey, we got this great product. I wonder if we put his name on it, if he would be interested in giving it out to his clients. He was an attorney. And so I presented the idea, and he said, you know what, John? He said, it's funny that you bring this up. He said, 30 years ago, I gave this little wooden ice cream scoop. It wouldn't handle with a little metal on it. It was made by this Amish guy. But I gave it out to all my clients, and he said, over the last 15, 20 years, I've seen those things pop up all over the community, at the little carry-in here, at a church, you know, with serving food. He's like, if you put it in Mom's kitchen, it's going to stay there. And I still remember those words that like burned into my mind. And I was like, there's an idea here, there's something here. And so we started presenting the concepts of gifting and the idea of getting something in the kitchen into a lot of our clients. So our next client was a remodeler. And fast forward to my senior year in college, I was the largest distributor of Cutco in the world. And it wasn't because I was necessarily the greatest salesperson. I just started to understand that from a business perspective, most business owners, whether you're a sales rep, whether you're a VP of marketing, there's so many distractions going on, and most of the time people wait until the last minute, they make a gifting decision, and it ends up calling the local promotional products company, and they order the same portfolio, the same bottle of wine, the same Harry and David gift basket that everybody else did. But if we could sit down with our clients and really become a resource to teach them how to deepen a relationship, to teach them how to give them a marketing tool that would be around 30 years later, you know, we had something there. And so over the last 11 years, we've been able to get to the point where we're now giving away 6 figures worth of gifts. We invest in our clients at that level. We now have ownership in 4 small companies. Cutco is not the only one that we represent. It's 80% of our business in the gifting realm. And I was telling the guys over lunch, we've stopped the world. We've actually had clients that we've ran out of stuff to sell to, even in the business world, because they've been with us for 10 years. And people are like, why don't you become a promotional products company? Why don't you start selling everything under the sun, the 10,000, item, things that has the t-shirts, hats, mugs, pens, keychains, all of that stuff. We really wanted to represent the best. When you get used to representing the best, it's really hard to go represent something else. And we started to create a ranking system, because if we're going to look at all these other gifting options, we wanted to say, is this one better than this one, and why? And so a couple of things that you want to jot down. I can send you this list if you guys give me your email address, but I'll give you a few of them. And it's kind of the 10 qualities or the 10 characteristics or the 10 filters that we look for when we're deciding whether something's a good gift or not. Because Cutco's not the only thing we do, it's just 80% of what we do, and here's why. One of the first things is if you represent a quality organization, or you say you're all about quality, you can't give somebody something that's not quality. So if you say I represent the best life insurance product, and then you give them the worst mug on the planet, it's conflicting message to that client. So it has to be, if you're representing quality, everything has to be quality. For us, we take it down to the ridiculous. I realized I started handing out a business card on a pretty regular basis, and most people spend anywhere from 2 to 10 cents on their business cards. But I said, if I sell gifts that average $150 a piece, I cannot give out a business card that's at that level of quality that everybody else is giving out. Because everybody has the same buzzwords. I'm sure you guys run into this, where everybody thinks that they're selling the same thing as you are. The same, we're talking about a legacy. There's a lot of other financial planning and insurance companies that are using that word, but are they really doing it? So how do you differentiate yourself? Well, we realized there was a lot of the little details that everybody else kind of just did the same. We took up to the level that we were really at. One of them was our business card. I've already passed out 1 or 2 of them. But I spend $1.50 on my business card. When I hand this out to a CEO of a Fortune 10 company, they take my phone call because they remember. They remember the 30-second conversation. Because everything that we do, we want to make sure that the quality is at the level of the product that we're representing. And this is, I'll pass it around. Ben's already, I've already seen it. But that, when you're giving out a gift, you're asking somebody to write $1 million policy, or you want to be able to ask somebody to write $1 million policy or $100,000 policy. You have a circle of influence, an attorney, that could refer you some of their most important clients. Is everything that you're doing, including gifting, communicating that same message? I would challenge you that it probably does not. You say, I can't afford it. I'll do that when I land $1 million client. You don't get to land $1 million client until you start investing. And it's not just gifts. It has to be the clothes that you wear. It has to be the way that your assistant handles and answers the phone. It's all of those little details that make somebody build that foundation of trust where somebody feels comfortable. But for us, we realize we have a lot of 30-second conversations, and I want people to take my phone call. When I show up at a meeting and the day that they get back